Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to a new video. I wanted to see how quickly I could do that because apparently I do it in under 1 second. Let me know if you can time it. If you don't know, I'm a huge iPad fan. I'm a huge lover of creative software and creative devices such as computers, cameras, laptops, iPads, iPhones, anything creative I love. And today, Apple has just announced and revealed the new iPad Pro 3rd generation in 2018. Now, if you're like me, I've been watching a bunch of YouTubers talk about the leaks and some of the guesses that they've got for the new iPad Pro, and they were literally on point, aside from one thing with the pencil actually, which only came about yesterday when I heard it. Well, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the iPad Pro because if you don't know, I'm a hand lettering artist, I do logo design, so I do a lot of drawing here on the channel, but I'm also a huge tech enthusiast, so I think that I need to talk a little bit about my thoughts on this life-changing product that I've used called the iPad Pro and why I bought it. So yes, I did buy the iPad Pro, and that's for a good reason. Normally when there's a slight change or a slight step up in updates for the iPad, I might think twice about buying it. Now the reason why I went from the first iPad Pro to the 2nd generation iPad Pro is because of the huge step up in ProMotion, and that is basically a 120Hz screen refresh, which allows you to get really smooth line strokes and to basically view your iPad in a new way. It's really hard to explain, but there's basically a ridiculously high refresh rate on the screen, so it literally looks like real life scrolling. It's really weird and majestic. And that was one of the main reasons why I upgraded from the iPad Pro 1st gen to the 2nd gen. Now the other side to that reason is that I want to make sure that if I've got an iPad Pro, which I use on a daily basis for about half of my day, I want to make sure I have the best one. And that's because of the software development. All apps are becoming more increasingly demanding, so that means that Apple are going to have to keep announcing new iPads with better technological advancements inside, better processors, more memory and stuff like that. So before you go into the bandwagon of saying that I'm an Apple fanboy, I am, but I've got a couple of PCs. I just recently bought the iPhone XS Max, which is the biggest iPhone 10 you can buy and the most new one. The reason why I love this is that I can view content ridiculously easily on the phone. It's bezel-less, it's only got that notch at the top, which I wish they would get rid of, but I guess it's got a product identity in there. Everyone knew that when the new iPad Pro was going to be announced this year, it was going to feature a sort of bezel-less design or a bigger screen design. And what we've seen is that Apple have actually done that. They have basically compacted the iPad Pro, made it thinner, made it smaller so the footprint is smaller, but kept the screen sizes the same. They've got the liquid LCD display or the liquid retina display. I'm not too sure exactly what that means, but it looks cool. And also there's no home button, so there's just more screen, and anything that can get me more engulfed and more concentrating on my work is a huge win for me. Because Apple now no longer have the lightning adapter or the lightning connection in the iPad Pros, they're going to be having the USB connection in the Pros, so you can like put your iPad into a camera, put it into a display, and it will work at 4 to 5K resolution. To me, this is insane and something that I've been wanting for a long time. Another huge thing about the iPad Pro is the Apple Pencil. Now, the Apple Pencil has been upgraded, so it's basically got this new design to it. It's got a bit of an edge to it, so it doesn't roll off the table, because with this one, it's kind of small and round. But the new one's got this sort of flat bit in it, and when I bought it, you could actually get your name engraved into it, which I did for free. And what that flat bit does is that it connects to the iPad on the side or the top of it, depending on how you look at it, to wirelessly charge it. So no longer do you have to take this little tiny crappy flipping horrible cap off the pencil to expose this weird connector and to basically stab your iPad with it to get power out of it. No, all you do now is you just simply slap it up against your iPad that you normally would do, I guess, when you're just resting your iPad. So every time you use it, it's fully charged. So those are some of the major hardware upgrades. Now, if you don't know, I went to LA a couple of weeks ago to Adobe Max. Adobe sent me out to Adobe Max, and I keep talking about it, but I have to because there's so much stuff about it. Well, over there they announced a ridiculously good thing that they're doing. I think it's one of the best things they have done in a long time, which is having the full Adobe Photoshop CC on the iPad. And I'm not talking about like a rundown version of Adobe CC. No, I'm talking about the full Adobe Photoshop. Insane. So yes, Adobe showed the preview of them using Photoshop on the iPad Pro using the Apple Pencil and all the features from Adobe Photoshop on there, which is insane. Now, Adobe have also shown on the Apple's press conference thing that they did to show the iPad Pro, whatever you call it, they also gave us a demo of what it looks like on the new iPad. Now, the reason why I bought the new iPad Pro as well is so I can run software like that. I don't know if Apple are going to release an iPad Pro, a new one every year. I think they're going to release it every couple of years. So that's why I'm going to always upgrade them, because the software requirements for the technology inside have to be met. And I want to make sure that I'm having a silky smooth experience with Adobe Photoshop CC on my iPad Pro. And also, if you're a creative like me that does a lot of drawing and basically doesn't use paper very much anymore, then the iPad Pro is just a no-brainer for anyone in the industry. So this is my justification video of buying the new iPad. Now, what can you expect from me? Well, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of this new iPad Pro. I've ordered it. It's coming next week. So on Wednesday the 11th or 7th or whenever it is, you're going to see me use the iPad Pro, and I'm going to give my first impressions, which you can tell are going to be good. And from there, I'm also going to be showing you little tips and tricks about Procreate and maybe Adobe Photoshop Sketch and Draw on the iPad Pro and how I use them, and see how they run and function within the iPad Pro 3rd generation. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below if you're going to be getting the iPad Pro or whether I should not have bought the iPad Pro. I'm not too sure what you think. But also, I just want to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is an online website design company where you can design your very own website with ease, and you don't have to be a wizard at all. It comes with hundreds of templates that you can use on there to make your website look professional with minimum amount of work. You can also customize it to basically anything you want. I use Squarespace to create my website for my clientele, to show people my portfolio, to sell products on there, and everything like that. If you're a designer and you don't have a website, or you just hate the fact that you have to code one and it's so hard to change things, then Squarespace is right for you. If you click the link down below in the description, you will get a 10% off Squarespace. So make sure you go click that link and help support the channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, press that red subscribe button, and also, because YouTube is not notifying people of my new videos, click that little bell button so you can ring it and be notified anytime I upload a video. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later. Goodbye.